I'm turning over their houses because they can't handle the weather. So when people are thinking about it, I'm like, you know, why don't you rent through a winter and then make up your mind?
Do you do like a 6-month rent for most people, and so they can see like half of the season?
No, they have to. They have to find a house for rent. But right now there is no houses for rent. There's nothing, and so people, because they come in the summer and they see that beautiful river and they're like, oh, we want to buy here, because they haven't seen it rain yet.
They just don't. They don't consider the winters.
Yeah, it's not good.
Wow. Yeah, and if you know, because my old roommate's boyfriend had seasonal affective disorder really bad, and it was beginning to affect their relationship on their 2nd year. And I said, you know, Andy, I go tanning during the winter time. I go, it's nothing to the extreme to the point where like I would look like this in the winter. I go, but you know, it helps me because it gets so cold and it gets so windy, and you know, you can't go outside and throw the frisbee around. You can't go out and lay out on the beach. I go, and there's the minimal amount of activity. I go, I work out all year long and I tan, and he started tanning and he was like, wow. That helps so much.
You have to work out up there in Oregon. Everyone, I'm not kidding. Everyone who moves into my area, I give them about 2 years and they packed on 20 pounds.
Wow.
Because it's just nothing to do.
Yeah.
Oh. It's so hard. I put on 10 pounds myself.
Moving in there?
No, just the last year. I put on 10 pounds and then I think I almost have it all off now. I started getting really motivated when I started to audition. I'm almost back. But it's so easy to gain weight there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But one thing about it, the whole community comes out for basketball games because there's nothing for the kids. Is high school. They went to state. My son starts.
That's so awesome that a town of 500 went to state.
Oh, yeah, when we have people go to every single basketball game, and then when they made it to state, because it's like 8 hours away, so the whole community went.
Did you guys take a bus?
Yes. We cheered on, we'd stand on the side of the road, and they were escorted out of town by the local Forest Service.
Oh. That's so awesome.
And we all waved and cheered for them when they left, and then all of us parents went over. And then it was in a town that was like just as small as ours, just about, and there was absolutely nothing to do.
Oh, really? And you guys were there for like 2 days because...
2 nights, 3 days. Like nothing like being forced on a vacation.
I can't believe that they had state in such a small town.
It wasn't a very, well, it's been there for years and years and years, so there's no way that it needs to be moved. But they won't.
Did you notice that wall is on hinges?
Oh.
The memory wall?
I didn't notice that.
It's kind of weird. I mean, it makes sense, so they can program from the back. But I guess I just thought that they did it from the outside.
Excuse me. I think it's cool that all the pictures can move.
And then Danielle's up in the POV corner. I'm wondering if they move HOH up to that corner every time.
Oh, interesting.
Top left-hand corner. It's like the very start,
That's right.
If you think page-wise, it's top left.
Right. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see if I move, huh? Oh, I'm glad you had that thought now. I won't feel rejected if it moves.
If you're like, what? And like Nick's like, I'm bottom row now. And I'm like, are you slamming the bottom row people? Is that what you're really trying to do?
It's almost all guys in that bottom row.
No. You need to flop Eric out.
I had so much fun doing that photo shoot.
I did too.
And then I was impressed that that photographer knew all our names. I was like, wow, he knows all our names.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's 14, and each one of us had something different to offer during the photo shoot. And he's probably read through our bios and... Yeah. Watch the first 12 hours unfold.
Yeah.
So it was like a town of 500 moved into a town of 500, and you guys were like, hi. What do we do now?
At least we have friends that own a business in Baker. It's like a hardware store or something. So a whole bunch of us went over there for dinner. So that helped take one night away. We all knew him.
My aunt lives in a very, very, very small town, a town of 600 in Montana. And so I'm used to it. I love it. It's so serene, it's so peaceful.